I'm going to tell you about the time that I got fired without warning. And spoiler alert, 0 out of 10. Do not recommend this experience. I'm Veronica, and I'm a career coach for neurodivergent professionals. But at the time of this story, I was working as a marketer in my 20s. Now, looking back, this was probably the most painful workplace scenario I've experienced to date, for a few reasons. One, because I was several years into what I now know to be the neurodivergent employment burnout cycle, which I do have a free lesson on, and I'll link it in the comments. In addition, I was an undiagnosed ADHDer, and at this time, I still defined a lot of my own worth through my job. I was working at a startup with a manager who I really respected. We had worked together previously at another company, and she had invited me to join her to help build out the marketing efforts of this new startup. I was a one person team, but honestly, I didn't mind that. I was the go to person and I liked the work. I did everything from social media, creating sales materials, developing brand messaging, and more. I even referred my best friend from high school to come work with me in a different department, and I felt a strong connection to most of the people that I worked with. Now, around this time, a really close family member was struggling with their mental health. They didn't have anyone to help them, so I managed to get permission to work remotely so I could live with them and support them. Little did I know during this time, my own mental health was crashing fast. But there was so much happening between work and supporting my loved one and other demands of being an adult, I really didn't notice my own decline. So, for me, when I got a call from my manager saying that I had been fired, it felt like it came out of the blue. No warning, no performance reviews, no nothing. When I asked the reason for my firing, they said it was because I wasn't making the company enough money. So, I was devastated. I called my best friend, and in that moment, all she said was, "I'm sorry this happened to you, but honestly, I'm not surprised." And I asked what she meant by that, and she had told me that I had been making a lot of mistakes lately, and she and my other colleague had been covering for me, but eventually management found out and decided I wasn't performing. In that moment, I was furious. I felt like my friend should have told me if management was unhappy with me. I felt like my manager, who I considered a mentor and a friend, should have told me if people were unhappy with my work. I didn't even have a chance to prove myself. No one seemed to believe me when I said I didn't know I was failing their standards. Now, it took a long time, but I don't hold any grudges against those people anymore. I just had to make peace with the fact that they were doing what they thought was right for them, and in that time, I just happened to be a casualty of the circumstance. It was hard to learn this all at that time, but now as a career coach, I'm happy I can share these hard won lessons with other neurodivergent professionals who are now navigating their work lives, just like I did. So tell me, do you have any tough lessons from work to share? Bonus points if they share your perspective as a neurodivergent professional.